Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Traveling Gun. My name is Thomas. I am a regional flight attendant. Today is my very first trip of September. It's a 5-day trip. I kind of been spoiled with the 4 days from August. But I have vacation at the end of this month, so that's the reason why I do have these 5-day trips for this month. I'm working over the Labor Day weekend. Well, actually, tomorrow's Labor Day. I've been off for the last 4 days. And, you know, just been kind of resting and relaxing. Didn't do anything too special on those 4 days off. But other than that, that's all I have for you. Is going on 116. I have to be at the gate by 2:05. And I just missed the shuttle. They come on like every 5. So the next shuttle probably won't get here to 1:25. So I'm gonna sit in the car until then, because there's no point in me sitting out there in the sun. But today I only have 3 legs. I do an Allentown turn, and then I end up in Tallahassee tonight around 11:30. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on tonight once I get to Tallahassee. Finally made it to my room here in Tallahassee. The last time I was in Tallahassee is when, like last year, when I announced that my company was hiring for flight attendants. That was the last time I've been to Tallahassee. Today's flight was very uneventful until we started coming to Florida. And everybody knows Florida and these masks, they just ain't trying to hear it. And, you know, I promise you, it seemed like everybody had their mask off on the plane because everybody had something to eat. But then after they were done eating, they didn't want to put it back on. But, you know, that got rectified real quick. And look at the time. It is 12:19 in the morning. We had to wait on another airline crew to come in before we could leave. They didn't want to make 2 trips, so we had to sit for about another extra 30 minutes until the other airline came. So I am sleepy. I'm going to take myself to sleep because we only have 10 and a half hours here. And then I get up in the morning, start day 2 of 5. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is day 2, and last night's rest was much needed. I actually slept for probably about 8 hours, probably for the first time in a long time that I actually slept for 8 hours. Today I have technically it's 4 legs, but technically 3. I just deadhead from Tallahassee to Atlanta, and then I do the same thing I did yesterday, an Allentown turn, and then I end up in Jacksonville, North Carolina tonight. It's Labor Day, so I get paid, holiday pay for today. And I think this is probably towards the end of like summer travel, because a lot of kids are going back to school tomorrow. You know, most schools start after Labor Day. There might be a few that start a little bit later in the year, which I don't know why you would. But, you know, it's you know, flying usually dies down in September and then picks back up around, you know, the holiday time, like Thanksgiving and Christmas. So other than that, I have about 15 minutes to get down to the van. I'll see you guys a little bit later on once I get to OHA, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Hello, everybody. So I made it here to Jacksonville, North Carolina. It's going on 11:37 today. Well, tonight, I should say. Today's flight was very uneventful. Nothing went on until we were landing here in Jacksonville. I'm sitting in the galley, you know, waiting for the wheels to drop. Next thing I know, I hear like a clunk, like a boo, 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 boo. I'm like, what the world was that? And so I look in the back to see if anybody else would, did anybody else notice it? Because, you know, usually passengers are looking. And so as soon as we land, the pilots opened the door. I said, did we hit something? He was like, yeah, we hit a flock of birds. So that was that noise, where it was just like a noise, like just a domino effect. So we killed a bunch of birds. So I guess, you know, winner chicken dinner for any animal that finds them, I guess, you know. But this is the second plane. The wing had a dent in it, the right engine had a dent in it, and the nose of the plane had a dent in it. This is the second plane in a row that our pilots flew that caused a delay for the morning flight, because they caused a delay for the morning flight out yesterday. But I think something was wrong with that before we left Atlanta. And when we got there, it, you know, just something happened. But second day in a row, so they're going to have to The morning flight is definitely going to be delayed because they're going to have to wait for somebody to ferry in another plane for them to take out the next, for them to take out the people that were supposed to leave at like 6 something in the morning. But it is what it is. It happens. Other than that, I'm gonna go work out for a minute. I've been slacking the last 4 days. Also, I'm gonna watch Manifest, which I've seen Manifest before, bits and pieces of it when it first originally came out. So I started back watching that. And I don't have to report until 1:30. Well, we leave 1:37 tomorrow. I might get up for breakfast, but if you think I will get up for breakfast, let me know in the comment section below. If you think I won't, leave a comment as well. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Hello everyone, welcome back to day 3. Today is a rainy day here in Jacksonville. It's going on about 125. I have a 137 van, which you all know I don't like Jacksonville for the simple fact of the van ride is always, it's 30 minutes from the hotel to the airport. So we have to leave a lot earlier than we normally would. And it takes us a lot longer to get to the hotel. Like last night it did when we landed at we got picked up at 11. We didn't get to the hotel until about 11:37. But I only have 2 legs today. It's a very short day. Hopefully, I just do Jacksonville to Atlanta and then Atlanta to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So that's why I end my night tonight in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've only been there one other time since I've been vlogging. Yeah, I've only been there. This will be my 2nd time there. And we're staying at a new place today. So we get there a little bit after, I think. I'm not for sure if they're on Mountain Time or if they're on Central Time. But it's like in the evening around 8 o'clock-ish when we get there tonight. So I'll see you guys later and I'll keep you up to date if anything else is happening. Hello everybody, so I made it here to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I lied to y'all earlier today. I've never been to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've been to, it's Minot, North Dakota is where I've been, but not here in Sioux Falls. Here's my view from the room here. We're in the middle of downtown, I believe. Today's flight was very uneventful with the exception of the flight coming up here to Sioux Falls. So basically I'm working in the back, so I have to brief the exit row. And as I'm briefing the exit row, I notice as I'm looking at the passenger, it looked as if she had on a seatbelt extended because she was a healthier woman. And it didn't look like she, basically the way the seatbelt was extender was kind of tied. I was looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, that looks like a seatbelt extender. So what I did was I asked my flying partner, did she give somebody a seatbelt extender? And she was like, yeah. I said, is that her in the exit row? So I was like, well, you might want to go tell her, because I didn't want to tell her and be like, oh, let me see if you got on the seatbelt extender, because I didn't want her to imply that I was, you know, that she was big or anything. I didn't want any complaints. So being that she gave it to her, so she knew, so she went and moved her. But then it didn't stop there. So the second row, as I'm walking back doing my compliance checks, the other people that were in the other set of exit rows, one of them had on a walking boot. I didn't see it the first time because I told them to put their stuff up under the seat because they had it in the aisle. She had something over it, so I didn't see it. So I had to move them to another seat as well because you can't sit in the exit row with the walking boot because for safety purposes, basically. That's just like me saying I have a cast on my arm. I can't physically open that exit window door to get out. Just like the seatbelt extender, it's a safety issue because the seatbelt extender is long and it can fly, when you take it off, it can fly off into the aisle and people can trip over it. And in an emergency, we only have a split second. And all it takes is for somebody to trip and fall, and then it's a domino effect that everybody else falls behind them. So that is the reason why we can't have anybody with a seatbelt extender or any type of cast, brace, whatever, sitting in the exit row as well, just for safety purposes. But other than that, that's it. I have an early report tomorrow. I have to be up at 4:30 and I have 2 legs again tomorrow. So I'm gonna lay down, unwind, and just get ready for tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is going on 5:40 today. What is day? Day 4, I think. Yeah, today's day 4. Tomorrow is go home day. And I only have 2 legs, but I have a 2-hour sit in between. I just go from Sioux Falls to Atlanta and then Atlanta to Gainesville. And then I'm done today by like 2 o'clock or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of early and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, maybe about 4 hours of sleep. For whatever reason, I just couldn't fall asleep last night. And here I am. Hopefully, I'll probably get the chance to take a nap during the 2-hour sit. and I could probably go down to the crew and get like an hour and nap in, and then be okay for the next flight. But other than that, that is all for you. I'll see you guys a little bit later on today. Hello everybody, so it is now 7:45. We were supposed to leave at 6:54. We were in a maintenance delay. They found fuel leaking from one of the engines. So this makes plane number 3 that my pilots that I've had for this 5-day, something has happened to the plane number 3. We don't know how long it's going to take. Maintenance is here checking it out right now. We don't know how long we're going to be delayed, but I'll keep you all updated because I did have an hour and a half sit, maybe 2 hours when I got to Atlanta. So this may just cut into my sit time, and who knows? We'll see what happens and see if we get out of here on time. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Hello everybody, so I made it here to Gainesville finally. So we ended up getting out of there a little bit late. We landed probably an hour and a half after we was originally supposed to land. So basically it was a fuel leak in the engine. And basically the maintenance guy didn't really do anything. When the pilots fired up the engine, pretty much the leak stopped. And we was out of there basically, kind of type thing. But that's 3 planes in a row. The first night when they landed, something happened to the plane, something was wrong with the plane, and it caused the first flight out the next morning to be delayed. Then we go to Jacksonville. We hit the flock of birds, caused the first flight out to be delayed for 4 hours. Then we get this plane and then the fuel leak. So I don't know what it is with our pilots. They had 3 for 3 on aircrafts on this entire trip. I'm here in Gainesville, and y'all know Florida is going to be Florida. And that's what I expect for every Florida flight, you know, with the people not wanting to comply and do whatever they want to do. But it really was uneventful. Nobody really said anything or anything like that. But coming from South Dakota, we had about 20 people going to Cancun. Our whole first class, which is 12 people, and then there were some people in the back that was kind of with the party in Comfort Plus. They wiped us out. Alcohol, beer, they were lit. And then they want to take a nap the last 5 minutes of the flight and then try to run and catch the gate, try to catch their flight to Cancun because it was getting ready to leave in about 45 minutes. But that's it. That's all that happened. It was eventful, but you know, nothing too hard. It's part of the life, the delays and the maintenance. So I didn't have to sit that long, and it was a short flight here for 50 minutes. So I'm going to go work out, come back, take a nap, and get ready for tomorrow because I do have a longer day. I do have to go to White Plains tomorrow as well. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, everybody. Today is go home day, and last night I fell asleep. I think I slept for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then all of a sudden I just woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep again. So today is probably going to be a long day, even though I have 3 legs. I just go from Gainesville to Atlanta, and then I do a White Plains turn. I'm kind of hoping something happens to where they take this White Plains off me because I really don't want to do it. But I don't have any sits in between, so I'm going to have to do it more than likely because there's no real sits in between my flights, between going to White Plains from Atlanta. So looks like I'm going to have to do it. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Oh, just a little update about my application. I haven't gotten a thanks but no thanks when I've heard a lot of people got their thanks but no thanks. So that's the good news about it. Also, if you are applying, and you have to be patient because these things can take weeks, maybe even months for some people. So just be patient. You know, they always say no news is good news. And that's how I'm just going about it. And, you know, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. I look at it as if it's meant to be, it's going to be meant to be. But I got about 30 minutes before I get down to the van. I have to be down to the van, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit later on once I come back to close out the video. Hello everybody, so I've made it back to my car. I'm done with this 5-day. It was a struggle because, again, I only had 1 hour of sleep and my eyes were like literally burning. I kind of took a nap in between my sit in White Plains, but my flying partner came and woke me and was like, hey, we finna start boarding. I was like, dang, already? And I didn't pay attention, but it was actually a quick turn in White Plains. And actually the flight to and from White Plains was smooth as possible as ever. You know, usually White Plains is a little bit, I wouldn't say difficult, but some of the passengers can be a little needy on that flight, but everybody was chill and cool and just complied with everything. But other than that, that is all that I have for you today. It was almost a very uneventful 5-day trip. I'm off for 2 days again, and I started another 5-day, and 2 more days I'm gonna just go home, try to recoup and do some things around the house and get some more planning done. And I'll see you guys on my next trip. Until next time, hug on the ones that you love. Tell the ones that you love them. I'm out.